This is your announcer, Chuck Blandington, welcoming you to the Metal Injection Livecast. I would like to take a moment to wish Dave Mustaine a speedy recovery from his throat cancer diagnosis. It's gonna feel 20% worse goofing on you while you're sick. We're still gonna do it, but hurry up and get better, for our sake. Anyway, here's the Metal Injection Livecast.
Yes, thank you, Chuck, for those kind words.
Sad day in the world of metal.
It's the Metal Injection Livecast, our 520th episode. Thank you for tuning in. For some of you, for 520 of them. That's amazing. You're wonderful. You're beautiful people. We love you. You're terrific. You're the best fan base in the whole world.
What do you have to say it like that?
What?
Just be yourself. Just say it as Robert Pasbani.
You
You're
started the
wonderful.
show on such a happy note, and now you're going and ruining it with, like, depressing stuff.
Wait, what was the happy note?
The intro.
Oh,
What?
what was happy about it?
I don't know.
It was
You're
in
happy
your
that,
voice.
That's
Yeah.
sarcastic Sydney
All
over
right.
there.
Aren't we all sarcastic?
That's true.
Just varying degrees.
Diplomatic Darren.
Oh,
Neutral Noah.
that's true.
Switzerland, Sydney.
Republican
and
Rob.
Ravishing Rob.
But you get to be ravishing.
Right down the middle, Rob.
We have a phone number. You could be a part of the show if you're listening live Tuesdays at around 6:30ish to about 8 p.m. Eastern time. You could be a part of the show. And the number to dial 213 wide nut 213-943-3688. And Dave Mustaine yesterday revealed that he has been diagnosed with throat cancer.
Very sad news.
By the way, we have a very
Oh,
special feature on this
that's-
episode, The Sounds of Brooklyn, New York. That's what you're hearing.
No one
Isn't
can
that
hear
what
that.
every episode is?
That's fair.
But now I understand why you sound so somber. Because you're,
Uh,
you're upset.
Rob didn't get a lot of sleep last night. He was thinking of hoping Dave would have a speedy recovery.
Yeah, I don't want.
And wishing him your best.
Yeah, I don't want.
Did you pre-write the obit yet? Just
no,
so it's ready?
Stop. No.
You should
no.
do
He
that, though.
scheduled it. He guessed what day Dave would
Okay.
actually die and scheduled it.
Stop.
Well, you
he
leave
wouldn't
that
have
part
to-
blank, but you have the rest of it.
No, it was like I felt about it like when I heard Ric Flair was in the hospital. It was like, oh, even though you've done questionable things, I don't want you to die. Like,
Right.
that's how I
Oh.
feel about Dave Mustaine. I don't want Dave Mustaine to die.
No, I don't think
What do
any
you
of us.
mean I want Dave Mustaine to die? No, I don't.
Well, yeah, of course not.
No.
Why would we
Yeah.
want just
Nobody-
out of human compassion? I wouldn't want him to die,
Yeah.
or even feel pain of cancer. You know,
The cancer itself doesn't hurt.
you sure about that?
I can't
He might have a
imagine.
different cancer than you had.
He has,
Well, yeah,
he has
even-
throat cancer.
They probably just found a lump.
What cancer did you have, Sid?
I had Hodgkin's disease, and then I had sarcoma.
What is
Didn't
Hodgkin's
hurt.
disease?
It's like a lymph node
did-
situation.
Did you have any physical effects from it?
Not
Get
from
weak.
only from the treatment.
Oh, okay.
The cancer itself was just like, oh, there's a lump there. Okay.
So if you never discovered your lump, how long would you have lived?
I don't know. I did not
Yeah,
ask
no,
because
okay.
that's a little too real for me.
Okay.
And
Sorry.
I want to think about that.
can you remind us how you discovered your lump?
It was on my leg. I mean, I just
You saw-
shower or whatever.
Mhm.
I'm like, oh, look, that's new.
And was it growing?
Not as I was looking at it.
No, but like over time it became bigger
It-
and bigger.
I had it biopsied and taken out like within a couple of weeks of discovering it, so they didn't really have time to get bigger and bigger.
Mm.
The second one, the sarcoma on the back of my leg, that one I had for a few years because my doctor was like, "Oh, tumors usually don't pop up over there. You're probably fine. It's probably a cyst."
Oh.
And then a couple years later, I'm like, "I think it's a little bit bigger and maybe harder." He's like, "All right, fine. We'll get it biopsied." And bam.
You gotta really be diligent with doctors. I feel
Yeah.
like not that I don't want to be doctors don't know shit like an anti-vaxxer or something like that, but you know they do make mistakes. I mean,
Mhm.
it's an inexact science,
Yeah.
and you know you have to really
You know your body better than they do.
Right.
Yeah.
And second opinions are very good to get. Doesn't mean that the first doctor is wrong or shit, but you stay on top
Yeah,
of
for
shit.
sure.
Man. Good.
And
for you.
Did Dave get a second opinion?
he's already in treatment.
What's he got? Chemo?
I don't know. He's doing some sort of
Radiation?
throat. They said it's a 90% success rate. But they did cancel all their touring, which it's like, if he has to be in treatment, he can't really be jetting around the country and then going back to treatment in
Now-
Nashville or whatever.
I don't want to put anything out there that might not be true, but did this have anything to do with like eating the bukkake of dirty hooas of any kind?
I don't know that the
you
cleanliness
mean
or
like,
dirtiness is an issue.
No,
Well,
it's just
is it?
Like passing the cancer on to you, aren't they? Isn't
well, Marsha Cross, is that the actress?
Yes.
Not Marsha Clark. Right?
No.
That's an OJ.
that Marsha
Simpson
Clark?
prosecutor.
Yes, is the OJ prosecutor.
Marsha Cross, an actress. What did she have? Anal cancer.
Mhm.
Because apparently of
Sexist
her
cancer.
husband's, he had HPV,
Okay.
and that I feel it's
Oh my God, HPV is
not
the
cool
worst.
to call people with a STD dirty. They're not necessarily
no,
dirty.
no. I didn't mean that. I mean like being what's the word?
Groupies.
Yeah.
Loose on tour.
Right. I didn't
Fucking
mean that
raw.
the actual
Nothing
STD
wrong
makes
with a
them
little
dirty.
lady love.
I can't imagine that
Free
he's
sex.
eating groupie vagina,
Yeah,
I
Dave
feel like
doesn't seem like a giver.
seems like
especially not to
Right.
strangers.
I
like
wonder
that.
if Dave Mustaine was ever on a Metal Sludge's list of.
Thought you were going to say on Metal Sanaz.
No, remember
He
we
might
read
That might
that,
be the root of all this evil.
Never climbed that mountain.
that we had that Metal Sludge has
Yeah.
that famous penis
Uh-huh.
chart, and it's like Yelp reviews of. We did a segment,
Yeah.
I believe, where Ken Pierce did the Yelp reviews. Let's see if Mustaine is not on there.
I never banged Metal Nas, but she is now the receptionist at my oncologist's office.
Find a new doctor quick. If that's their hiring standards, then I just go away. Just no, they probably don't clean their needles. It's just bad. Go.
We have a caller, area code 312. You're on the live cast.
Hello.
Hello.
Who's this?
Okay, before I ask my question, I just want to preface by saying that I am someone who is sub-adult, and because of that, I haven't yet experienced like high school and stuff, right? Probably one of your younger viewers.
Wait.
And
Hold on.
so
Stop for a
I
second.
am-
Stop for a second. You're younger than high school age,
How old are
under
you?
14?
I am 13.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Is he
I'll be
allowed
in
to
high
listen to
school
the
next
show?
year.
Probably. I mean, not.
Go to your room.
We're not going to tell you what to do, but I mean, your parents are failing you if you're listening to this program.
No.
Okay, but my question is, what are your fondest moments that you still remember from high school?
Hmm.
Meeting Robert Pasbani in the
Oh.
library.
Is that really where you met? The
Yeah.
library?
I
didn't know that.
used to be the monitor, and I used to check people's schedules, and I would always let Rob and his friends in. Didn't matter what if they had class or not.
But not into your heart.
And we were rebels sometimes.
Oh,
No, I don't think we got class, but
Yeah.
and then we
okay,
met it.
sorry.
We then got to know each other in TV production class.
Yeah, I think that would be my fondest memory.
Yeah, that was
or
my
TV
fondest memory
production.
of high school.
Can I
too,
just ask you, how long have we been doing this show? How many years
10
has it been?
years.
10
10
years.
years?
He was 3.
This kid was 3 fucking years old when
Oh
we
my
started doing this
God.
show. Let's just acknowledge that.
I'm still skeptical that he's 13. I mean, he sounds like
What
he's
year were you born?
35.
2005.
2005.
Jesus.
Checks out.
So Metal Injection as a website is actually older.
How does that feel, Rob?
Feels all right.
I don't want your sass.
What's your name, by the way? I missed it. Do we say?
Jonathan,
Jonathan. Where are you from, Jonathan?
Chicago.
Very
Ice
nice.
Hogs fan? You ever go down to Rockford?
What is it?
Are you an Ice Hogs fan? Have you ever been down to Rockford, Illinois?
Said he was 5 when that reference happened.
I
Yeah,
was
he
about to
doesn't
say,
know.
this might be Zach Beat's son. It's possible.
Oh my God.
That's a reference for you.
No. I spend my time in my room with headphones in.
Fair.
All right, Sid, Darren, any memories
By the
you'd
way,
like to share?
he was only 10 when Dave Mustaine's tumor started. growing.
Oh.
God.
Wow. Come on. Let's show some respect.
That's
To who,
does that
Sid?
mean I want him to die?
To
No.
Jonathan, not to Dave.
Oh,
That's what he meant.
I'm sorry.
Jonathan, how long have you been listening to the live cast?
Probably about like a couple months.
Very
I only started getting into like metal and stuff like a year ago. So
There's still time to turn around.
What was your? How did you get into
Gateway
metal?
to
What
the-
was your gateway?
well,
Teletubbies.
actually, in 4th grade, my friend's mom was really into System of a Down because she was Armenian and she was really into like the history and stuff.
Ah.
So she really liked System of a Down, and that was kind of like my first metal band that I listened to. And so I was mostly like listening to like rap and stuff up until last year when I re-listened to System of a Down. And I was like, okay, this is actually kind of cool. So I kept going deeper and deeper. Stuff like Iron Maiden, Merciful Fate, stuff like that. And here I am.
Very cool.
Nice.
Welcome to the dark side.
You have more eclectic taste than most 13-year-olds, I
Yeah.
would say.
Thank you.
Are there metalheads in your school? Do you have friends who are
No.
metalheads?
There's like some like indie kids, but that's like as close as you get.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right.
Like,
Well,
Everyone's like, yeah. When I try and show them like, I tried to show them the video for forced gender reassignment. That was an experience.
That's I don't know. That's a pretty explicit
Get,
video.
Yeah.
you suspended. Be
get ready to
careful.
spend a lot of time alone in your room.
Oh.
That's
Between
the
that
best.
and listening to this show, you have a lot of habits that you shouldn't be undertaking.
So Darren and Sid, what were your?
if you met like
Go ahead.
if you met any of the people like my age now, you would be genuinely concerned.
So I'm sure.
yeah.
I'm sure they're fine.
I did not have a lot. I was pretty much miserable in high school. I don't have a
Mm.
lot of good
Me
memories.
too.
I did
Yeah.
like math. I loved math class. I took pre-calc and calc. And that was like the first time that I feel that the
Really?
math that what the school was teaching me was on par with what I was doing on my own, like reading books and stuff. So I kind
Wow.
of like fell in love with it, and made me pursue it more and more on my own. But that's really, I mean, just like that was the only class I even like gave a shit about and paid attention to, more or less. And all my friends from junior high and from my neighborhood went to other schools, so I was kind of isolated. And yeah, I could have gone to Murrow right out of the gate,
Mm.
which Rob went to and Noah,
Mhm.
and I didn't. Like I chose not to because some of my friends at the time were going to the school I went to, and they immediately drifted off into other directions. So I was like kind of left with no friends in a shitty school. And the school you two went to was a great school.
You went to the same one that I did, right?
Where'd you go?
Madison.
Madison.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Briefly. Yeah.
Horn Dog High.
I wound up finishing going to another school
Mm.
later.
Yeah.
I went to Murrow briefly and just didn't hack it. I was like, whatever. Like I was too much tuned out of school. And that was attempt number 2.
Yeah.
And I bounced. And then the next year I went back to night school and finished.
And Rob and Noah weren't there yet at that, so you wouldn't have had
No.
crossover with them anyway, right?
No,
Yeah.
I'm 8 years older. I'm 10 years older than Rob, or
Yeah.
9, something like that.
Yeah. Same.
And what are you? You're the same age?
I think Rob and I are the same
Yeah.
age.
No one's a
Yeah.
few months older than me.
So this is between us.
Yeah.
What are you,
Sid?
5 years younger than me?
I am turning 40 in a month.
Yeah, 5 years. 5, 4 and a
How
half.
does that feel, Sydney?
It feels like maybe I won't make it that far. Maybe I'll just end it
Stop.
beforehand.
Oh
What's
my
gonna
God.
happen?
So I
The
don't have to
Hodgkin's
What's
coming
gonna
back
happen?
up.
You have another
I
lymph node?
I live on the 5th floor. That's a good enough distance if I jump, right?
You're talking about it voluntarily?
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, why?
What's wrong with
Aren't you
your life?
happy?
I
Let's talk this
guess
out.
in some ways.
What do you have to complain about?
What are you unhappy about?
So much.
Go ahead.
Like what?
This
I
is a
hate so
friendly
much.
atmosphere.
I don't know that we need
Share
to
your
get into
feelings.
this on the show.
Yes.
really?
It's the typical
Why?
like midlife crisis. Like, what have I accomplished in my time on this planet? And wow, not much.
You've done a
But
radio
don't
show
you
for 10
understand?
years.
Like that's all you've ever wanted is to not accomplish anything.
Even still.
So you succeeded at not doing anything.
But it's like people who like win like the Oscar or win a sports championship, and it's like you get everything you dreamed of, and you realize, oh, I still feel hollow. It wasn't enough.
And also,
So getting all the nothing that I wanted feels like not enough.
But you have a successful podcast that's been on for 10 years.
Yeah.
you've been creating content for 10 years. And also, like, just because you're turning 40 doesn't mean you're dead. You still have like decades more to
Like-
No,
fulfill
not
your
unless
life.
I end it myself. Then it does mean I'm dead. That's what I'm saying.
I know, but you still have time to like find personal
That's a
fulfillment.
goal I could set out and actually accomplish myself.
Okay, well, Jonathan,
What if
stay in
it-
school.
Now that we've covered suicide,
You got 27 years to go. You're fine. Don't worry about it.
Just don't end up like Sid. There's your advice. Do something so
I don't know
that
that he was asking for advice, but sure.
Holy shit! What a bummer. We started off with cancer and suicide.
It's a metal podcast.
I mean,
Got to
what
get
else did
grim.
you start off with?
Yeah.
all right. Thanks for calling in, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Can we
Thank
ask
you.
him something?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
let's ask
oh.
a question.
How long has he been listening to our
What's that?
show?
How long have you been listening to our show? How many years?
Like a couple months.
Oh, okay. What directed you to our show?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
I said, how did you come across our show?
Honestly, I was probably just like, I think no. Actually, I was on YouTube because I had seen like other Metal Injection stuff, and then I was looking up Metal Injection, and then I found the podcast.
Cool.
Would you like the site better if it was .com
Okay.
instead of .net? Does
Well-
that matter to you?
How many
I
of
would like it
the
better if it was .gov.
Okay, Rob, work
yeah.
on that.
how many of the videos did you watch for the first time?
Honestly, a lot, because like
Don't-
whenever I'm like doing dishes or like just like whatever I'm doing,
Oh,
like
okay.
whenever I'm doing like busy work.
I have a great question for you. I want to see if you're really going to school every day. What is the capital of Puerto
Okay.
Rico?
Of Puerto Rico.
Mm-hmm.
Google it.
Okay, to be completely honest,
What?
Aw.
Oh,
Fuck.
he just won
Still
himself.
He said to be completely honest. He was about to reveal something like that he's actually 30 or
Yeah,
that he's actually 7
We'll
it's El
never know.
Deuterino.
or that he's actually from Puerto Rico.
He's still.
Yeah.
okay, wait.
Oh,
There
there
you
he
are.
is.
He sounds.
Give me-
I
give me-
nailed who he sounds like. By the
Who?
way, Frankie Palmieri.
I can tell you,
I could see that.
Let him talk for a second.
I don't know if that's a compliment.
Just
Well,
talk
wait,
about
hold on. Wait,
talk
what
about
did you-
touring in Asia or some bullshit.
Wait, what did you
Neck
want to
piercings.
confess? What did you want to
To
confess?
be honest.
What did you want to be honest about?
I wasn't going to confess anything. I was just saying, to be honest, I just don't know that. If you give me a different question, I can answer it.
Oh, you
Okay.
just don't know that. Well,
Could you? We've got an audio thing going on right now. Could you, if you could help us out, just count us down from 3? Could you just do a countdown from 3?
All right, 3, 2, 1.
There we go.
thank you, John.
I knew we'd get there.
I wanted to hear him talk and like A and B him with Frankie Palmieri though.
Next
Sounds
time.
like him.
But you're right.
Sid, so don't kill yourself. You know.
They're saying some nice things to me in the Discord.
What are they
It's
saying?
like,
What are they
I
saying?
don't need. I don't need.
No,
to- I
let's-
don't need
let's
to-
put it out there. It'll
the
make you
humble
feel
brag
better.
Situation.
I'll
It's
read it.
just-
Yeah,
just
go ahead,
touching
Darren.
things.
Let's make Sid feel
It's-
better.
No, it's fine.
What are they saying?
Let's see.
He's handsome, charming.
El Dorino says, "You've made me die."
Wait, is that a
feels
good thing
great.
or a bad thing?
Oh wait, no, it's actually you've made me dying laughing harder than any comedian. That was the full thing.
Oh, see?
Yeah, I said it was nice. Thank you, guys.
Is that it?
What?
Those are all the nice comments about Sid?
There was one other one, I think, maybe.
That's it.
You
That's
have
plenty.
fans all over the world. People in India who you never met know who you are.
I'd like to meet them, though.
But that's not a compliment about Sid. That's just like a thing about Sid.
We have
No,
to
it's an
earn
accomplishment.
fans. Jeez,
Oh,
no,
an
you're tearing me right back down. What is
Yeah,
this?
we're back at 1. Sorry, Sid.
Oh, where are we?
We're at 1. Goodbye.
I just want to say sweeter things. Sid, despite
What about Sid?
well, how about each one of us say something positive about Sid?
Stop. It's not
No.
necessary.
Please.
Yeah.
He's really good at finding the one negative thing
How
about
many?
a positive story you share
No,
and
Sid.
ruining the moment.
Even though he's really cynical and harsh sometimes, Sid does have a heart of gold, and you can see it in how he took care of Bruno.
It's not gold. It's covered in butter.
We have someone on the line who wants to say something nice about Sid.
Oh, boy.
Sid is a guy who is just delusional, okay?
Hey,
Oh, come on. The screener told us that he was going to say something.
Mons, you're bad at your job.
Fuck. God
I
damn
hate
it.
it when
Sorry,
they do
Sid.
that.
Sorry, Sid. Here's another one.
He's been worried about me for 25 years. Okay. He's just very jealous.
Wow.
That's it. You just want to be
I
Mike
mean-
Francesa.
That is probably around when I started listening, give or take a year. 15. So yeah. Thanks, Mike.
Ugh.
For nothing.
Well,
All right.
Well, there was a story actually last week where Lars Ulrich,
oh,
he was being interviewed.
Who's that again?
He's the drummer of Metallica,
Oh,
their band.
R.I.P.
And I guess somebody asked them if there was any discussion or talk of Garage Inc. 2, Garage Days.
Hashtag RIP a legend.
And Rob, for all of our 13-year-old listeners, can you tell them what Garage Inc.
Can you tell
is?
them Metallica?
because they weren't born when that first one came out. Actually,
True. So
fucking wild.
they were born when Saint Anger, after Saint Anger came out.
yeah. So this was after Reload, right? That this came out.
Garage, yeah. Well, it was Load was 96, right?
Mhm.
Reload was what, 97, and this was 98, I think.
And it was
99 was
basically
that dumb orchestral shit.
S&M.
I like that S&M.
Not a fan.
So it was a collection of a bunch of their B-sides from over the years, and they recorded some new covers. And they made a lot of songs their own, and some of them it was, like the Misfits covers or just Misfits covers, but like it's a straight up. But at the same time, I feel like they really got a lot of people into those bands that they covered.
And it was their heroes, right?
Yeah, so it was kind of like a nice little thing.
Garage.
I really think the best thing one of the best things that Metallica does is do covers of other bands.
Yeah, they're really good at that. And so Garaging too. So what's interesting is I actually found a copy of Napster. Or like the old version of Napster.
Napster?
And believe it or not,
Is this on a diskette?
yes,
A floppy?
it was on one of those AOL discs, but like
Because you say you found a copy of it.
they deleted the AOL install and put the
Oh.
Napster install on. It was like, they
Nice.
took over the floppy disk.
It's like a
Then I had to
speakeasy.
find the floppy disk drive. It was a whole thing. But the point is, the Napster still had access to Metallica Studio, and I hacked in there, and I got some of
What?
these demos. So
What?
they're still very early on in the process.
Oh my god.
My God.
Well, we know what his other demos sound like, so these must be very raw.
Yeah, do you have any of those other demos? Like they've
Yeah.
released some of these demos before.
Yeah, I do. Here's one, but a lot of times he just goes like, "Yeah, na 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 no no no," oh," and stuff like that because there's no lyrics written yet. But anyway, here's one. Yeah. Oh.
Right. So that's for until it's so so there are some rough demos that they're still very early in this process of working on these songs.
But what type of songs are they?
Well, it looks like there's a whole range of them, and I got a few of these. I can't believe this worked, but here's one of the demos. I haven't heard this yet.
not a girl.
Oh wow.
It's Britney Spears.
No, not yet, a woman. Whoa, all I need is time. A moment that is mine. While I'm in between, I'm not a girl.
Because it seems like not the best fit because it's a song about coming of age.
Wow,
of a
and they
young
really-
woman.
But they really have a way of making it their own.
Yeah,
That's what I
James
like
really
about
made it his
Metallica.
own.
He took it over.
And it is true. He is neither a girl nor a woman. So.
A lot of truth
Yeah.
behind it.
He found the truth.
Yeah.
Let's hear how that started one more time.
I'm not a girl.
It still has that signature James vocal.
No,
Very raw.
not
yet, oh woman.
He brings his Jamesisms to whatever he's saying.
Yeah, and again, these are very early demos.
This you could almost view this as a response to their turn the page cover, because in that one they say, is it a woman or a man?
Right.
And this is him answering that person at that rest
Wow.
stop.
Neither.
Yeah. Wow.
No.
Deep.
No.
Wonderful.
Very good. I look forward to this album of. Well, it's not even guaranteed to be put out yet, right?
I think
Yeah,
it's
like
supposed to cease and
they're just
desist.
working it out. You know, they're each sending each other parts. They're just little parts. Like here's like this is a very small snippet. This isn't a whole song.
It's so cold in the day. How the fuck do we supposed to keep peace?
Oh wow! I see.
Wow.
They wouldn't even. That's not a song I would associate with Metallica.
But that's it. Like you just sent that as an idea. He was like, Lars, what do you think? Do you think this will work? And that's it. He didn't want to go too crazy. He just recorded a few bars.
Oh, okay. That's good because there's an N word in that song coming up right after that.
How the fuck do we supposed to keep peace? Peace.
They would just say Nick Menza. That's fine. They could replace. They're good.
You think James Hetfield even knows who Nick Menza
Oh,
is?
come on.
Oh.
They
Of course.
probably ran a train on so many people together
What?
on
What?
tours.
Oh, I thought you were going to say they were at a train on
How
Nick
would they
Menza.
be on the same
I think
tour?
that's wrong. Maybe that's if you wanted it. That's not wrong.
Metallica ran a train on Nick Menza.
If
is
there
what
was
you're
consent.
saying?
I thought that's where you were
No,
going.
him and Nick were tag teaming.
Bend
Like-
over.
They were
Yeah,
Eiffel
like-
towering.
Rock in Russia or something. One of those festivals that they were at together. Could have been my aunt. They were
Oh,
throwing
really?
down for all I know.
Yeah, she's into that kind of music.
Maybe that's
Into
why
getting a train ran on her.
his mother's lasagna was so awful because she was upset because of all the years that he was getting trains run on him and he wasn't home to nurture their relationship.
Her baby boy was assaulted,
It affected her cooking.
and then the lasagna was too salted because of it. It's a tragedy on many levels.
I hope that her lasagna is not tied to Dave's health problems.
Think she poisoned it?
Either that, or it's just by his own admission, it was awful lasagna. So maybe it just was
okay.
malignant.
Oh.
All these years later, though,
It's like spoiled tomatoes.
You never know with that type of disease. Could lay dormant for a long
So I
time.
guess he was right that her lasagna sucked.
Yeah, well,
Dave was finally right about something.
is she still alive to be sued?
Or maybe he was. Oh, okay.
Nailed it.
What were you about to say?
I was gonna say maybe he was eating her lasagna, but like I meant it as like a sexual joke, not like the food on the table joke. But then I don't know what you meant.
No, I get it. I see what you did there. Might have been a Marsha Cross situation there.
Oh,
that's crazy. Like, can you
Nick Menza's
imagine?
mom got on the HPV there. Got the HP.
The HPA? Never heard that before. I guess
Well, the
it's a
kids are
thing
saying
now.
it.
Yeah. They like to use the breves. They don't want to say the full words.
Those are the kids that that Jonathan was talking about. The other junior
indie
high
kids?
schoolers
Oh,
that
the
are
indie
really
kids.
bad.
Well, I think some of those kids and Jonathan would be happy to know that this month, Hate will release their 11th full-length Auric Gates of Velez via Metal Blade Records. And Auric Gaze of Velez is a titanic record that is both organic and dynamic sounding and may be the finest of Hate's storied career. This album is so heavy. Got to check it out. You could preview some of the album and purchase your copy at metalblade.com/hate.
How do you spell hate?
HATE. So if you're Googling it, you probably have to do hate band or hate Metal Blade. Not the most SEO, but that's how metal they are. They don't need
They don't care.
search engine optimization.
If you're
They're
true-
hate.
Yeah, if you're true, you would know about hate. You don't even need to.
You would
Google it.
know that the URL is metalblade.com/hate.
And they have us to tell you about them. They don't fuck Google.
Hate.
when they're on tour, if someone steals their gear, is it a hate crime?
You can ask them that by going to metalblade.com/hate. That's hate. All right.
If you're really into the band, you say, I love hate.
Oh,
Would that be a love hate?
I'm into
relationship?
hate. Yeah, I love hate. It would be a love-hate relationship. That's actually one of their albums. No, it's not. But one of their albums is Aura Gates of Velez. Hate.
They're gonna be touring with a band called Ashbury next year. I heard.
Do they sound like Hatebreed?
No, they sound like hate.
Okay.
They should
Probably
tour
better.
together.
Yeah.
That's like when we saw Down and System of a Down together.
Mhm.
Oh,
It's just
wow.
such a hard show to
It's very
describe to
meta.
people. Seeing Down and System of a Down tonight.
I mean, really, you just say you're seeing System of a Down.
right.
That was
That's
a good
the
show.
interesting part.
That is true. Yes.
And
I'm just a
Meshuggah.
completionist.
Was that at
Meshuggah played
Jones
that
Beach?
show, yeah.
I was there. I think.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I believe we talked about it. You
Yeah.
were sitting next to Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, that's right. And his kid with the big afro.
What?
His little white son had a big afro.
Were we sitting apart? Because I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
think I was there with Lonnie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were all there separately. I was there with.
Did
Some of
Lonnie
my friends.
comp you? That didn't seem like a show I think you'd care
No, I like
about.
System of a Down.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah. It took me a minute, but then when I finally actually listened to them, as opposed to just assuming they were new metal shit like everything else, I was like, "Oh, this actually sounds like a metal Dead
Right.
Kennedys. This is pretty good."
I
They-
love them.
They
Still
are
do.
like new metal, but it just works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember it was my first real exposure to Meshuggah, that show. And I listened to them a little bit before, but it was like
Right.
so overwhelming at the time. And
And
now they're my
Meshuggah-
favorite band.
Meshuggah played at that show in like broad daylight with like 8 people
Mhm.
watching.
Right. And it was in an amphitheater, not the so it's just like you don't really hear the nuance of the band. You just heard like reverb.
Thuds.
And also the fact that no one was there yet, I feel like they were kind of going through the motions of
Yeah.
it somewhat. I don't know.
It was weird because they were playing in front of an ocean. Like not a very Meshuggah vibe. Like also
What?
the thing about Meshuggah, I feel, is their light show is such a big part of their show
Oh.
because it's the whole show. They don't really move around. They're it's they got to focus on what they're doing. So the light show really carries it, and it's totally syncopated to the music, and it's just like it's really intense. So to not
Well-
have that, it takes a big part of the experience away.
And also that shows you how far Meshuggah has come.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they were the opening band. And Down, I remember, was
I don't really remember much about them from that show.
yeah. I just remember being underwhelmed by Phil and
They're
probably
just-
leaving a little early.
They're a boring live band.
Well, it
they're
was
just
also
not
past
safe.
Phil's peak, kind of like, and that was his like intense, just fuck everything. I'm doing heroin.
Well, yeah, that doesn't help.
sitch.
But I feel like even at their best, it's just like slow, plodding, sludgy. It's just not something that's going to get you excited at a live show, unless you're like in the pit fighting for your life.
Yeah.
And then you sort of have to be awake and aware. But if you're like in a seat, like we all were at the show,
Yeah, that's another. It's an amphitheater.
that's not going to
so
like
it's seated.
get you out of your seat for Down.
Sit
So,
down for Down.
yeah, exactly. Which is good. It's a nice little sorbet between a palate cleanse, so you get your energy saved up for System of a Down.
True.
I really want to see System of a Down again. I know they played New York a few years ago. I really regret not going. Next time they play anywhere near me, I'm going to go for sure. Them and Nine Inch Nails. I've been listening to Nine Inch Nails a lot lately for some reason. Just it's been my go-to. I mean, for some reason because they're great.
But don't System of a Down like not like each other and stuff?
No, they've been playing shows all year.
Oh, really?
They just don't want. They can't agree on. They can't agree
The
on
music is
on the royalty split because the way
Oh.
it was before was, I believe, Darren was getting the majority of the songwriting credit, or maybe all of it, something like that. And then they wanted a even split just to make it fair, and he didn't want to do it. So that's kind of why they don't want to put out any new music, but they'll play live because that is an even split.
Got it.
So, and I guess
But wait, so he's okay splitting everything evenly when they play live.
yes.
So if he's okay, then just fucking split all of like.
Well, there could be more to
God.
it. There could be just
At that
like
point.
disagreements on the sound of their album. Because like what happened was Darren eventually he put out a solo record, and he said a lot of these songs were songs I wrote for System of a Down. And if you listen to them, it's like
How did
eh,
it sell?
it
Didn't.
nobody really cared.
This is Surge yelling at him.
Deuterino in the chat says he saw Down with Dark Funeral and Belphegor,
What?
and he was into it.
I thought he was talking about Hate when you were reading that.
Oh, you're right. He was talking about Hate.
That would be such a weird
Shit,
lineup.
wait, there's no timestamps. So then he says, "Bury Me in Smoke" and "Stone Crow" are good songs. So I just assumed this was all one thing. My apologies.
Use periods, Deuterino.
No, it's not his fault. It's the Discord. But anyway, I also I did a 23andMe.
Oh,
Are
really?
you guys
Wait,
familiar with that?
What does
Wow.
that mean?
It's like the
okay.
DNA
Oh, you did?
ancestry thing.
Why?
Yeah. Well, the reason I did it
For you or for Babka?
for me,
We know where Bobka came from, Korea.
I would
Or
be
that's what they
curious.
told
Well, no,
Rob.
yeah, like
Oh, that's
they
right,
tell
yeah.
you like what her breed breakdown.
Imagine
is.
she's actually from like Lyndhurst.
Imagine,
Did we
oh
get
my
her
God.
fucking refund? This ain't Korean. What the
They got her
fuck?
from
fine.
Puppy City. Snip off her dew claw right now. Come on.
Stop
She
it.
don't need it. It's not. You heard Dave.
No, the reason I did it is because this
This guy walked up to you with a needle.
primary care doctor.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
I go
yeah,
to.
yeah. I'm from 23.
He was wearing a Michael Jordan jersey. He's like, "Oh, it's 23 and you. Let's go. You're the me, and I'm the 23. Give me your blood. Let's do this."
No. This primary care doctor that I'm going to, it's like part of the like what you pay to do it. And he was like,
Seems
it's
weird.
totally free. I did have privacy concerns that like my
Yeah.
DNA is now
It's in a
On
data
In the
file.
data, yeah.
I mean, it's
But-
also on a desk at an office in the city somewhere.
But
He
here's the
left
thing.
that so
Mostly
you
on
didn't
a
have
Wait,
stomach.
I have a
though.
question.
no,
with
it's
that.
not.
Did they have to take your semen for this?
No, it's spit.
That was extra.
You get
dope.
a kit and you get like a little tube that you have to spit into, and you have to produce a lot of spit. And they are like, you cannot eat, drink, or like smoke anything 30 minutes before doing this because
They're gonna say you're like 75% bagel.
it would alter the sample.
Yeah.
So if I can't do any of that, I have like no saliva. So it took me like
Oh,
I was just sitting. I was like, just sitting there like producing the
ew.
smallest. it
Was this at home or at the doctor's office?
At home? No, this is all at home because then you mail it out.
You
And
can't produce spit. You have a hard time producing spit. Is that
if
what
I
you're
haven't drank any water in half an hour, yes. Or
Rob
like,
looks so annoyed right now.
like what? What?
saying? I don't know why that's so like mind blowing to me and sad.
Sad.
What, that you can't make saliva?
Yeah, it's like an involuntary thing that your body should be able to produce
My
without.
body produces plenty of saliva.
But you just said right now you couldn't produce it unless you had some kind of help.
No. Yes, that is what I said. Anyway, so
Oh, spit in his mouth.
he wishes.
been there, done that.
Back in
What?
high school, that was his memory, Jonathan, that he loved, cherished.
I
the
did
most.
not spit in your mouth.
You spit on me at some point.
Oh no, I squirted on you.
Wait, what?
No, but it's from my mouth. I gleeked on you.
Wait,
Isn't that your sister?
now I'm lost. What?
I can gleek.
See, Noah has the opposite problem. She has way too much saliva going
I do.
on.
I
What
do.
is what? You gleeked? What does that mean?
Gleek? You don't know what gleeking
No.
means?
Is this? Should I look on Urban Dictionary? Just tell me.
It's
what
when you
is
lift your tongue and like some spit like shoots out.
that
You can
thing?
shoot. Yeah, but I don't. But that's a false gleek. It's like from my tongue.
Oh,
It's not from my teeth.
I know what. I
It's
just
not,
never heard
It's
that
not what
word.
Triple H does. It's more natural.
He just spits out regularly, doesn't he?
Yeah, but he
Yeah,
needs
with
water.
water.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I could just do it with my saliva.
That's what do it. Let's
Noah
see it.
produces a ton of saliva.
Okay, I just need a little bit of seltzer.
Oh,
aha,
there you go. So-
aha.
what do you even do? Like
No,
you're getting on me?
That's gleeking because it requires force.
Oh.
Like I could produce spit if I had to like spit at Rob. But
But where are you
gleeking is
gonna?
different.
Where are you gonna gleek at? What's your target?
It will either spray forward or to the
All
side.
right, let's go with Rob. Go to Rob's direction.
Still
Okay.
get it on the computer.
Oh no, I couldn't do it.
Heard the sound though.
You heard it though, right?
Yeah.
Because it's empty.
Really get on mic when you do. Let's try to pick it up.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
he
saw
went on
that. I
Sid.
saw it. No, it
Sorry,
didn't, but
Sid.
I saw it go.
All right. Well, anywho,
No, she's
I
good.
thought about the privacy,
Oh.
but they're very like I read up on the privacy stuff. You can completely opt out from like having it because they also, part of it is, they take everybody's DNA and they put it into like a big pool to analyze like medical, like your possibility for certain diseases, and if people have certain matches, they'd be more likely to have this, stuff like that. For the science of, you could opt out of all of that. The only way, like, the government would have to come to them with this very specific warrant for them to turn over your DNA. But the other thing about it is, it's already so out there and so ubiquitous that, like, there was a case recently where they went to 23andMe with the DNA, and they didn't find the guy, but they found a bunch of his relatives who were on the service, and through that, they were able to track this person down and arrest him. So it's like, even if you're not on it, your DNA. So the privacy thing, I was over. I was like, I'm fine with it. I'd rather have the knowledge of what health risks I might have.
Oh, okay.
Because that's the positive of it, is it's a health analysis of your DNA as well.
I thought you were curious if your dad is the father.
Wow.
Well, what's a friend of mine? What? A friend of mine told me that actually happened to a friend of theirs, that they had like ancestry from, like, they thought they were one specific nationality, and then they had like, another like completely different nationality in the ancestry, and they were like, how is this possible?
Mm-hmm.
And then they went and eventually found out that one of their parents had an affair.
Wow.
But it doesn't like produce a printout of like everyone's name that you're related to, right? It just gives you regions and stuff like that.
You can opt in, and then it can tell you everyone you're related to who submitted their DNA to the system, and it correctly flagged my second cousin.
What?
And well, we have matching DNA. I mean, it's science, and it turns out I have like a billion third and fourth, not a lot of third and fourth cousins in New York. Here's the thing, though: if you're Jewish, it's basically a waste of money.
Why?
Because like the ancestry portion of my thing. Are you ready for this? 49% Ashkenazi Jew, 49% Iranian. Like, that's it. So it's like,
okay.
It's like, yeah,
your mom could have told you that.
Right. Like, I knew this already. Well, it was interesting that her DNA wouldn't come up as like Russian.
Yeah.
Because it's part of a different tribe, which is the Ashkenazi.
That's what happened with Jennifer.
And then there was like 2%, margin of error. There was like, oh,
Iranian
you could be
sheep.
Huh?
Iranian sheep.
No, it was like there's a 1% possibility you could be from Iraq, but it was like a maybe. It wasn't like this is definitely. It's just the match is in the Eastern
Close
Asian.
enough. Somebody wandered over a border.
But
what happened to your wife, Darren?
She just did it, and it was really boring. Like, she's 99.99% Indian.
Right. So it's like, oh, I could have told you that. Yeah. It was a little underwhelming. But what's interesting, there's a lot of disclaimers before you're able to sign up that, like, you cannot undo the results of this DNA. Like, you cannot unlearn what this.
Do people think that that's like an option for an extra fee?
Wipe my memory.
Well, I imagine clearly it has to be for them to put this disclaimer. Like, there's a lot of legal, like,
I think it's more just like you might not like what you find out, so be prepared.
It's not our fault.
There you go. As the sirens of New York City are among us.
She said she learned that a lot of her relatives don't like cilantro in her DNA test.
Oh, really?
Wow,
I didn't realize you could.
Wait, what'd you say?
To some people, cilantro tastes like soap.
Oh,
some people don't like the taste.
I'm not a fan.
Whatever, it's fine.
I'm asking her to elaborate on that cilantro.
I guess it's like a genetic.
Yeah, I'll let you know if I'm at risk for throat cancer or anything.
When do you get the results?
It takes now that I have my 23, and like you take the raw DNA and then give it to the doctor, and then they analyze it. And it takes them like 3 weeks.
He likes it raw, huh?
I thought he had more SmackDown DNA. Personally.
It's fair. It's fair. I got another one of these demos.
Oh, you've been sifting through this whole time, huh?
Yeah. Well, like
he's downloading them on a
the
slow
connection is a little weird. So here's another one that they're working it out. They don't know if they're going to do it.
Okay. The Metallica.
Yeah, this is Metallica Possible Garage Inc. demos.
Mi gente, Optimum Triple Plays in the house. Digital cable. Watch a lot of channels whenever you're able. HD is free. Let me put it on the table for $39.99. I am the table.
It's a little callback to his previous album.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
it's a callback to when he got a good deal on his cable.
That too could
Yeah.
be that. Do you think they revived the corpse of Lou Reed to participate?
Maybe it's like a demo from the Lou Reed session.
Wow.
Lou Reed was a cord cutter. He did not have cable.
Turd cutter?
We only had CBS All Access.
That would be turd cutting.
Yeah.
That would be no. You're cutting the cable to pursue the turd in that case.
Yes. Or maybe he's just a big Christine Baranski head. You never know.
What's she in? That's on there.
The Good Fight,
Really?
I think.
What's the good fight?
It's the Good Wife spinoff.
There's a spin-off to that?
Yes, on CBS All Access.
What's the
Oh.
premise of that?
I've never seen an episode of The Good Wife. I just know this exists. I don't know anything about it.
Oh my god.
It's them doing MMA, maybe? Baranski and Juliana Margulies or whoever the fuck punching each other in the face. Is that who was in that?
Juliana Margulies. I didn't
Yeah.
even know Christine Baranski was on that show.
Oh, come on now. Gotta keep up with her IMDb page. It's scintillating.
Here it is. Picks up 1 year after the events in the final episode of The Good Wife. After a financial scam destroys the reputation of young lawyer Maya Rindell and wipes out her mentor and godmother Diane Lockhart's savings, two are forced out of Lockhart and Lee and join forces with Luca Quinn at one of Chicago's preeminent law firms. That's another law show.
Yeah. That show took place in Chicago? Somehow I
I
assumed New York.
guess.
Huh.
All they do is eat shitty deep dish pizza all day
Gross.
in every episode.
I mean, if it's like an hour minus commercials of Christine Baranski just eating deep dish pizza, I might be into that. She'll
Oh, you're a
probably
fan
do
of
something
hers?
interesting with that. She's sassy.
I thought you meant like in physically. Or
Oh no. Not my type. She's a little too like she looks like she would have been on Mama's Family if she was an actress at that era. She has that kind of a face. She has a Iola
Yeah.
Boylan face.
kind of Midwestern
Mhm,
looking.
Yeah. Resting brunette face. But she's a good actress. She's got a thing going.
Yeah, she's a very good actress.
Hmm.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know anybody that has CBS All Access. Do you? There's like the Star Trek thing that they have. There's
No.
the Twilight Zone thing that they have.
Twilight Zone is the only thing on there
Yeah.
I'd be interested. I am a kind of a Star Trek fan, but I've heard so much shitty.
Oh really?
I've heard that it's like they're doing the Orville.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, like they're trying to cash in
Huh.
on. They realize that everything Star Trek they tried to do in the first season is garbage, so they went into season 2 like trying to emulate the Orville and being funny and hip, you know.
Weird when there's
Yeah.
already a thing like that everybody has access to.
But that is secondhand me hearing that, so
Okay.
I haven't seen it. So to be
Hmm.
fair,
Well, you and most of the United States.
that's what I don't like. To me, somehow it seems like short-circuiting the popularity of a show to put it on a thing that nobody
Yeah.
has.
Well, that their thought was there's so many people clamoring for Star Trek content that everybody will sign up to this new service.
Maybe is it working? I don't know. Does anyone actually have this shit?
I don't know.
I don't know anyone who has it.
Yeah.
I guess there's also the Twilight Zone is on there.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
that's like 3 things we've named. And I don't know of anything new. So maybe if those 3 things don't work, then they'll just
It just seems
Pull the plug.
everyone thinks that like over the top, streaming networks is the thing now. So everyone is like in these corporate meetings, like we have to launch our own.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, but
so
they
they
have
just
to
allocate
realize
scripts.
that like no one wants to have like 30 streaming services where each thing has one thing you like on it.
Right. And
Well,
30 subscriptions that you have to
The thing
pay
about
for.
CBS though is that they don't have their broadcast shows streaming on any service other than this CBS
But the
service.
thing with their audience is that it's older than most other TV audiences. So
Yeah,
true.
Your 60-year-old mother-in-law doesn't know how to get CBS All Access.
well,
on
she
her
calls you up and
tablet,
asks you to
yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah, and then you just tell her not to bother. Just wait till it's on Netflix, and that's the end of the conversation.
Mhm.
But what about all the ones that had like no kids and they're cat ladies or something?
Yeah,
You know?
they're screwed.
Yep, they can't watch CBS. They can't watch the Twilight Zone with Jordan Peele
Yeah,
or Star Trek.
They can't watch The Price is Right.
What? They can't even watch The Price is Right.
Yeah, with the
That's
Drew
actually
Carey.
on.
We just black out certain programs.
So
just
they
as
have 8
punishment.
million subscribers
Says them.
to CBS All Access and Showtime.
Is this like Mike
Oh.
Francesa saying he has like 10,000 subscribers? It's really 8.
So wait, if you have a Showtime subscription, it comes with CBS All Access?
I don't think so. I think these are separate services. They just report the number together.
Oh, so it's probably like 80% of that is for Showtime, and then
Right.
the remaining
Because Showtime's
percent.
been around
So
for a
then
while.
that's
and that has shows
still
people want to watch.
that's still then what, like 1.5, 2 million,
Yeah.
like
Is that
1.5
good?
million,
I don't know.
2 million.
Is
Yeah,
that good?
yeah.
For national?
Why
I don't
not?
think so.
I guess for
I
CBS,
gotta think some
like
of these shows are
WWE
pretty
Network has
expensive
like
to
2
make.
million.
So they're pulling in, that much money times whatever it costs per month.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I mean they underwrite it anyway, because it's like for future growth.
If any of our
'Cause they-
listeners have CBS All Access, please call in and let us know.
Their goal is to get 25 million subscribers by 2022.
Good luck with that.
So in 3
Good luck with there
years.
being a planet by 2022.
It'll be an animated series about Sheldon as a sperm, youngest Sheldon. And he'll be the smartest little cum droplet in his daddy's nutsack.
Yeah, he's just I was gonna say
Very socially awkward, but just a smart little cum droplet.
we're going on a road trip through Daddy's dick today.
That's the cliffhanger at the end of the season. But the thing is, if you've seen Young Sheldon, then you know how it turns out. So, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
He makes it into that pussy hole.
What?
Sorry, Rob.
Uh,
We spoiled it for you.
yeah.
He hadn't seen Young Sheldon or Big Bang Theory.
That's sad. Come on, Rob. Get with the times.
I refuse to watch Big Bang Theory.
Ugh, I
Well, it's
don't.
over.
Like if I'm at the gym, which by the way I'm going back to the gym now. Yeah, like and it's on. I will not look at that television. I refuse.
Why?
Occasionally, like
I
my
hate that show. It's so bad.
my sisters-in-law like that show, and they'll be over, and it's like there's nothing to do. We're all sitting around waiting to go somewhere and do
Mhm.
something. Oh, what's on TV? They always first of all, The Big Bang Theory is on at every
Yes.
second of every day,
Right.
and they somehow find it and put it on, and it just crack up laughing. Like I don't, God bless them. I don't get it.
It's just, standard TV comedy for people who don't want to think about what they're watching.
I guess it's like it's just like you don't stuff you don't have to really think about. It's just background noise.
Which is weird because it's a show about like geniuses.
Yeah,
It's a dumb show about geniuses.
it's the opposite of Beavis and Butthead.
yeah.
It's an incredibly smart show
Yeah.
about stupid idiots.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or Bill and Ted, same thing.
Mm.
Speaking of idiots,
Oh,
do we play this Mike Francesa After Dark clip? I don't
What?
think so. Someone put together all the sexual. There's a compilation of Mike Francesa sexual innuendo. Mike Francesa, a sports broadcaster. We like to make fun of him on the show here. Not make fun.
make
Yeah,
fun
Lighthearted
with?
I'll
jabs.
make fun of him.
Here he is with Pete Rose to start things off.
Oh,
The
God.
best way to describe Joe DiMaggio is he was a penis with a man hanging from it.
So this is all people saying dirty things
Listen,
on.
I'd come in a second.
Oh.
Sorry, I talked over that.
Yeah, you get it really quick.
Listen, I'd come in a second. You know what? All you need is one. All you need is one guy to come. That's what you need. You need one guy to come. I knew that Olajuwon was coming
That's
quick,
going to be the
and
question.
Olajuwon came so fast. He hasn't come fast enough. I want
Oh.
Is there any more?
Very good.
$10 million, or I'm telling everybody that I had sex with you. No, I want to pound a guy when no one's pounding him. I want to be the only one pounding a guy. They're going to see him basically with his pants around his ankles is what they're going to see with hookers. I remember how big Ewing was. He was underneath, and I was underneath doing it with him.
What?
Doing it with, Itzhak Perlman, or doing it
What?
with, whoever. Make it Liberace, or pick anybody you want. And then doing it with Derek Jeter, or doing it with Tiger Woods. Dog and I did Joe Frazier a couple times. They are just studs. They are in incredible shape, and you're going to have to play
Sounds
with
like
those
he's
guys.
crying.
I mean, rock hard.
Wistful.
It's abnormally hard. They're just relentless. They just keep coming. They just keep coming. They're not going to get tired. But he comes so fast. Oh, he's coming so fast. Such a load. And it's incredibly creamy and delicious. Very, very wet and big pussy. But he can't finish guys off. I have not seen the PPs. Then what would get you excited? It's illegal to do that to a horse. There's a lot of guys I would say yes to. He gave it to me for 9 innings. Just ran. I'm telling you, up one side, down the other side for 9 innings.
Wow.
Whoever that guy is in the audience, he knows who he is. I don't know who he is. He gave it to me for 9 innings that night. He rode me. He let me have it for the whole game. I got it a lot of times. That a couple of weeks there where I went places. I got it in a restaurant. It happens. You know, it doesn't happen luckily much, but you know what? That time I took it. What am I gonna do?
Fantastic.
He got really upset about that, whatever they did to that horse.
Yeah.
Much like Tony Soprano, he cares way more about horses than actual other humans.
It's very true.
Beautiful. That was from the Twitter account back after this.
Oh yeah.
AFTA.
After.
They post all the clips of Mike Francesca.
It's a treasure trove.
Bless his heart. I don't want him to get throat cancer. That beautiful voice, that accent.
God forbid.
Toy toy.
What?
Toy toy. You
What's
never
that?
like knocking on a.
I never heard that one.
It's like
Is that a Russian
spitting,
thing?
right?
That's a Russian thing?
Sure.
You have to spit twice so the superstition will come true.
Do you gleek twice now?
I guess so.
Yeah, you never did the gleeking. What happened? I set up a drum roll and everything.
I did do it, and I did it towards Sid, and he saw part of it.
Yeah, I
Oh,
did.
I missed it. All right.
I have to do it against like a darker background so you can see it because it'll blend in to the white wall.
All right, we'll do a video for our socials.
Interestingly, Mike Francesa has an opinion on O.J. Simpson's Twitter account. Let's hear this. Because O.J. Simpson, by the way, murderer.
Jake and,
not, you know, alleged.
He was found innocent but lost a civil trial. We'll say that.
And
there are questions as to the veracity of the verdict.
launched a Twitter account because I guess he's trying to get gigs or something.
Is he in jail?
No,
he's out.
Can't have a Twitter account from jail.
He was in jail.
Celebrity jail.
He was in
did
jail
it
for something else.
for
and got-
robbery-
and
robbery.
He served his time and he's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
False imprisonment, I believe.
And I think he tried to rob.
Well, there was that. He
Yeah.
like held guys in a hotel room at gunpoint
Yeah.
because
After
of
having
like
robbed them.
memorabilia. Yeah.
He wanted his fucking Heisman Trophy back. But anywho, started a Twitter account. It's a little weird.
Just a bit.
One of the video I quickly peeked. In one of the videos, he wishes his quote fellow fathers a happy Father's Day.
We didn't kill his kids.
It's just like, yeah, but killed their mom.
Well, she's not a
Yeah.
father.
Yeah.
Well, that increases the importance of fatherhood when the mother's dead.
He waited till long after Mother's Day to start his Twitter account out of respect, Rob. Come on,
Yeah.
give him that.
It's fair.
And also, he didn't want to overshadow Dave Mustaine's news,
Yeah.
his health problems.
He'll cut that tumor right out of your throat,
He
buddy.
could. Well,
Oh.
I feel that he's more of a hack and slasher than a surgical. I think
It's been a lot of time though. He might have gotten better.
that's true.
It's been like what, 25 years?
Oh,
Yes.
double the age of Jonathan.
Yeah.
Let's hear this mic clip.
Jake and Syosset, what's up, Jake?
Yes.
Hey, Mike, how's it going?
What's happening?
So I know you're not too big into the cesspool that is a Twitter, but I was listening to Boomer and Geo, and they're talking about the next chapter in the OJ saga. Are you interested in his new Twitter account?
I would have.
Gotta get into it?
I wouldn't go to his Twitter account for money.
Never.
If you paid me,
Yes, you
I
would,
wouldn't
you
go.
lion-sack of
Okay,
shit.
Not at all.
but not under any. See, there's people who like car wrecks or think that everything is humorous. I have no interest in anything that man could say under any circumstances. I would have zero interest. I mean, and the people he's going to attract, I would have less interest in. I really would. So to me, no, I would have zero. So would I have any, will this show be giving you daily accounts of what OJ is talking about on his Twitter account? No. You'll have to go elsewhere for those. Okay. But if you need to do that to do a show, hey, what can I tell you? I mean, to
Wow.
me,
So he's shitting on his own station's morning show, basically,
Well,
right?
okay, how
Yes.
much do and Sid, I know that like you probably have witnessed this, but how much do broadcasters hate when people bring up other shows
Oh, well,
on their
yeah.
own show?
Yeah.
That was
But
so
at least
passive
this is
aggressive.
somebody on the same station.
So
You'd
what?
think
It's a
there'd be some kind of like
He doesn't
team
want to talk.
spirit.
Well, they
No.
in particular hate each other though. Like they
Oh.
always shit talk.
Oh, really? I didn't
Oh.
know that.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, he you could tell how like irritated he is.
Wow.
That was so passive aggressive.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I'm gonna try
Wow.
to find something where they talk shit on each
Who
other.
is the Geo that he said?
Some
Let's
dipshit.
hear a little more of this.
to go elsewhere for those. Okay. But if you need to do that to do a show, hey, what can I
See?
tell you? I mean, to me, listen, OJ's got nothing to tell me that I want to hear. Or nothing. He has nothing to offer the world in my mind. He has nothing to offer the world of any substance. So to me, it shows you that he just he's starved for attention. That's all, and he knows where to get it because I'm sure, this will get him plenty of attention. There's enough people out there who will respond, and enough that will respond in vile, absolutely vile ways that I'm sure it'll keep people amused. But no, I have no interest. Sorry. Josh in Waterbury, what's up, Josh?
They have a guy that calls, Sour Shoes from the Howard Stern show.
No.
Well, he's like an impressionist, but
Okay.
they have him call in all the time and make fun of Mike Francesa.
Okay.
There's a little 2-minute video here. Hold on, find this shit. After I play this, they also have there's a video where Mike Francesa called in to their show to yell at them.
About this?
No, just shit in general.
Oh God.
So here's this. Hold on. This is
Is that Shlomo?
Yesterday, I have 9 television, so
this is the
I
impression.
was itching to get on the air. So, boom, I ordered, and Greg, I ordered some anchovies yesterday because it is Lent, and I knew that I'd be eating pizza today. I ordered a large pepperoni with bacon. I had a meatball pie with some
Wow, he sounds
ravioli
just
with
like him.
gabagool. Okay. That was a very odd time yesterday. See, now, the
Sort of sounds
owner
like Mark B.
and Duke game had to start at 3:12 yesterday, which cut into General Hospital, which I find very odd. So that game was close. The real odd game was I don't know if you picked up on this, was the NC State Seton Hall game. Good to see Jay a little bit with his dad. I predicted Seton Hall in 1989 to go as far as they did with Andrew Gaze, and that's what got me the job on Weapons. And got me the after the job was what I did. Now, let me ask you something. When you order your pizza, do you like it well done? Do you like Asiago cheese? Or do you like mozzarella hot peppers? Or, see, I had Jack and my wife, Jack, Harrison and Emily. I was out the other day snowballing because we had about 9 inches in just outside the house. So I had such an appetite yesterday. And we had a lot of snow left over though. Do you ever notice that? When you leave it overnight, okay, and you leave it in the oven, you set the oven to maybe 150, 160. And then you set it there, and then Chris Carlin came over yesterday.
Oh, did he really? So Carlin came over the house. You guys haven't spoken in a long time.
Oh.
I was his predecessor. And he's always looking for. I'm mentoring right now.
Oh, you meant like Josh McCown, huh?
That's pretty good.
Just not talk.
I mentor him. I do that a lot now because I walk around the house. I'm going nuts right now without having any outlet. And I did a couple podcasts, which, as you know, I never, ever thought I'd do.
So, Mike, are you going to have another job anytime soon? People want to know where you're going to end up.
There's been talks. We're in heavy negotiations.
Wait, are they in on the joke or?
Yeah. This guy calls in their show all the time.
Okay. Sorry.
This is where he calls in and defends himself in this.
Okay.
This is really Mike Francesa calling in there.
Why would he dignify this with a phone call to them?
Again,
you think he'd be too good
he's
to
arrogant.
even
He should be above
He's
this.
a narcissist.
It's
Right.
wild.
He can't resist.
Al, you got something for us? So Mike, there's a guy on the hold who claims to be Mike. I've been trying to protect Mike by not putting a guy on who's not Mike, but Eddie thinks it's him as well. So if you want to roll the dice, see what happens. You'll be able to tell.
Why would Mike call into us? He doesn't listen to us.
Sounds
Oh,
like Jim
Zach, you wanna talk?
Florentine.
Which one?
It's up.
Oh, it's up. All right. Is Mike?
It is me. It's me because I'm calling you guys right now, and I don't listen very often, but I just heard what you just said. How much misinformation can you guys give out in 5 minutes?
What's the misinformation that we gave out? What is it?
No, Dave. Let me just speak for a minute, Boomer, then you can speak. Number one,
By the way, this is Boomer Esiason, right?
Yeah,
Like the
former
former
NFL
New York-
quarterback.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Gentlemen. I've never spent 5 minutes with him. Okay, so I have no relationship with him. I've had a very good relationship with the Giants, and the Giants are angry at me because I gave out the Boomer information, the Eli information about him canceling the program and why he canceled the program, which was given to me last Monday. And I was not told that I couldn't give it out for public. I wasn't allowed to use it. I was never told that. And I was given that information by FN management as to why he wasn't doing it and that he wasn't doing it. Number two,
what?
So I don't have any relationship.
All right, I'm gonna decipher what he's saying here.
He sounds so out of breath.
Yeah.
Well, Eli
So
Manning
flustered.
was the quarterback of the Giants for many years, won 2 Super Bowls, and then he got a little old, and they wanted to bench him. And he used to do a weekly spot on Mike Francesa's show after the game was over, like the next day.
Okay.
And he told Mike Francesa, "I don't want to do the show if I'm not the starting quarterback. It's embarrassing."
Fair.
And so he broke the news, and then the Giants were mad at him for saying that. He should have kept his mouth shut.
Okay.
Right. So that's what, and they made fun of him for that. That's why he's calling in. That's what they made fun of.
With Gelman, Gelman's never fed me a story. So I wasn't angry at Gelman for that. I was angry because I thought he had no plan.
Gettleman
And I
is.
did
See, he
agree
can't
with
even
that.
pronounce the guy's name right. That's the GM of
I thought he was talking about the producer of like Regis and Kathy Lee.
Do I want to push through with this, or is it like boring? I don't know.
Well, does he get like angry, or does
I think
there,
this
like,
is
a back
about
and
as angry as he gets, and then they kind of act nice to each other.
forth?
That's not
We don't want to see them being pally.
How's that download going, Rob? Or upload?
Oh,
Whatever you
I
from
did.
the
I
phone.
was able to get a few more songs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Goodbye to the people who waited on me. Goodbye to the people who loved me. Goodbye to the people who trusted me. Goodbye, goodbye, everybody. Whoa, whoa.
Oh, wow.
Wow,
He's doing
it's,
a lot of-
it's going obscure, pretty obscure.
Yeah. Well, what we talked about earlier is that you should be elevating lesser known
Yeah.
artists, and
Wow.
Danny certainly is a lesser known artist.
He may be the least known artist. Does this mean James listens to our show? Like,
Yeah,
this
it's
is
like
a lot
3
of the
memes
greatest
in a row.
hits.
Yeah, well, I was able to download one
think
more.
I think
Let's see if this is anyway livecast related. I'm not sure.
Well, I'm having sex with bearded men. I'm having sex with bearded men. Tickle my vagina. Tickle me with that beer. I am the queen of vagina. I am the queen of promiscuous. I am the queen of genitalia. Tickle my vagina.
Wow.
See, he
Maybe
doesn't
he
even-
is a livecast listener.
He's breaking gender barriers, like just singing in the persona of a woman.
That's incredible.
He is the queen of genitalia. I always wondered who that was. It's James Hetfield.
There was a whole coronation and everything. I dubbed the Queen of Genite.
Deuterino, work on that Photoshop. James Hetfield being coronated as the queen of genitalia.
Well, I'm having sex with bearded men. I'm having sex with bearded men. Tickle my vagina. Tickle me with that beer. I am the queen of vagina. I am the queen of promiscuous. I am the queen of genitalia. Tickle my vagina.
Wow, beautiful.
Needs a little work. It's a little raw, but I can see that being a great cover.
Let's just recap some of the other ones.
Okay.
It's so cold in the day. How the fuck do we supposed to keep peace?
Yeah, I feel like this would make such a great EP at least, right?
I'm not a
I
girl.
can hear an album taking shape.
Yeah.
No, not yet a woman.
It's definitely more feminine.
Whoa.
Sure.
All
like
I
that.
feel is time.
They're stripping themselves of their toxic masculinity.
Right.
Yeah.
It's about time.
While I'm in between, I'm not a girl. No.
Good that he got Brittany
Goodbye
to
to
come in
people
and
who
contribute.
waited on me.
Sorry.
Goodbye to the people who waited on me. Goodbye to the people who loved me. Goodbye to the people who trusted me. Goodbye, goodbye, everybody. Whoa, whoa.
I mean, that could have been the theme song to some kind of monster, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Retroactively.
Especially that scene where Lars and Dave
Yes.
get together.
Or where they fire their therapist.
You never loved me. Goodbye, goodbye to everybody. That could really be the theme to the first 20 minutes of the show when Sid wanted to kill himself.
Oh, yeah, well.
Oh.
Unfortunately.
I'm
Sid,
turned
don't
around.
die. Sid, don't
die. Sid, don't die. Sid, don't die.
Noah was not joining in. I
She did it very late.
worried
though.
about you, Noah.
I
Thought
joined
we
in
were
last
tighter than
minute
that. Mm.
because it wasn't at the
Only when I looked over at you and you saw.
No, because it wasn't the same meter as like Mama Rabba.
So you only know one way to chant?
I was confused.
Sid, don't suicide.
All right. Now that you put it that way.
Sid,
fine.
don't die. Sid, don't die.
Lock your windows.
What is that?
Means
So you don't jump
so you
out.
don't jump out.
Oh.
Don't jump out. Don't jump out.
I guess you could still go through the window.
Please
Sid-
don't kill yourself.
Before you leave today, I want your belt.
Shoelaces.
Think about your wife.
I'm wearing slip-ons.
This is why you should wear Crocs all the time.
Well, I basically, it's more like it's Skechers. It's like the
What your
slightly
parents
fancier
think?
Crocs.
Suicide proof.
Can you imagine your mama weeping?
Yeah, I've seen it a lot of times.
I think he'd
I've
be
heard
into
it a
that.
lot
That's
of
kind of
times.
a that's
wait,
kind of
that's
a
an
positive.
incentive.
Nah, I'm like numb to it by now. It's been too many times.
What about you don't want to upset your wife?
No, I don't.
So there. You shouldn't die for that reason
All right,
alone.
fine.
Can you please play the final track that I feel like is going to be like the single that they released because it's very relatable?
Well, I'm having sex with beauty,
No, not
man.
that one.
I'm having sex with beauty, man.
Yeah.
Me gente, optimum triple plays in the house. Digital cable. Watch a lot of channels whenever you're able. HD is free. Let me put it on the table for $39.99. I am the table.
That's.
I like the backing track of laughter.
Yeah. So wait, you were there in 2003 on Napster when they recorded this?
No, I mean whoever's in the room. Do you think
Oh.
it's like Dave Mustaine or something that's laughing in the background? I don't know.
Dave Mustaine has nothing to laugh at right now.
True.
It's a very serious time.
Well, maybe this will cheer him up.
These songs,
Bring 'em
I
memories.
suppose.
Maybe this will heal the rift with Metallica. What if that's what made him ill in the first place?
Just the worrying himself
Stress.
sick over
Yeah.
them not returning his calls.
Right? And just the success of Metallica over the years and how he's
Oh my
second fiddle.
god.
Do you think they'll visit him in the hospital?
I'm going to say no.
So he's
Probably
in
not.
Nashville?
I think
Is that
they're
where he
gonna
lives,
send
Rob?
him an edible arrangement.
We can't eat it. Noah?
It's just more of Nick Venza's mom's lasagna.
That's
Finish the
twist.
job.
On the
Assholes.
toothpicks in a cabbage.
Oh, gross.
You want to
On
hear
so
the
many
worst news for Dave Mustaine that I heard? Even worse than
Yes.
this. Metallica was doing this kind of like a they're helping out disabled people.
Mhm.
And they cast like you can go on tour with Metallica if you have all these different kind of disabilities. And they said had an opening for a throat cancer guy, and then throat guy from our show
levels.
got that position, and Dave didn't even get it.
Wow.
It was his chance.
Wow.
Maybe when you have a tracheotomy, Dave.
Right.
Wait your turn.
He wasn't
Yeah.
throaty enough.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. If only they waited a couple of months to have that.
He didn't have enough of a dysfunctional throat.
Yeah. Because it's like a perfect place for Lars to put his vape. It's his jewel. You just hold it right in there,
Oh, Sid.
do a drum fill, and then grab it and take another couple puffs.
Right. Or he can keep his sticks in there.
So wait, does it make the throat cancer worse if somebody sticks a vape cigarette
jewel
in
The
there? or
vape,
whatever?
yes, I would
Yeah.
say. Maybe
Damn.
the sticks. Probably we could get a splinter.
Oh, that's rough.
Do you think his albums would be listenable if he used the kazoo while singing?
Throat guy?
Yeah, no, Dave.
Oh. Well, I mean, there's also the question of do you think his albums are listenable now?
Right, more for you, more or less. Maybe it would improve.
For the comedy value, I think for sure it would stand out. Yeah.
All right.
I'll give it a shot. Maybe it'll sound like Devo or something and have that like weird like space age like kitsch factor.
I thought you said Dio at first.
Him too.
He actually had
R.I.P. a
cancer
legend.
too.
Yeah.
Like Chromeo.
Chromeo had cancer?
No, they're good.
Oh,
I mean, I don't know.
all the legends are dying.
We do have some hate mail. You can send hate mail anytime during the week. We'll read it during the show. Hate mail at metalinjection.net is the email address.
And
This
if-
one is from Ross. It says, hello, Livecast turds. Oh,
Livecast turds?
yes.
Turd cutters, you mean?
Congrats. Are you done?
Yes.
Congrats on another massive milestone in Livecast history.
What?
The Livecast curse has given Dave Mustaine throat cancer.
Wow.
Throat guy better sing a soliloquy.
I don't want to feel responsible for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we had anything to do with that.
He's never been on the show. I don't know that it.
In spirit, though.
And I feel like usually the curse acts faster than this.
Mhm.
Like, because we've been talking about him for years.
If for nothing else, I would say, even if you don't have compassion for a fellow human being like Dave Mustaine, just the source of comedy that he is. You know what
Right.
I mean? That's such material for
Yeah.
us.
hmm
No way do we want him to die.
Then a part of us dies, I guess you can say.
Well, not really. Okay, fine.
Is that it, Rob?
Was that the end of the mail?
That was it.
Oh, wow.
No,
That
no
is it?
sign off.
You wanted to hear from Throat guy.
Maybe next week.
Yeah, actually, Trokai is so busy.
Yeah.
He's on tour with
requests.
Metallica.
Yeah,
right now, too.
he's been hard to catch, but I think we may have locked him down for next week.
All right, cool. Excellent.
Tickle, tickle my vagina.
It's stuck in your head now, isn't it?
All week. It's going to be there.
I like the better man.
The Genite thing. Like, I feel like we play that song 5,000 times on this show. How have we never honed in on the Genite before?
We're laughing too hard.
Yeah, right?
Tickle, tickle my vagina. Tickle me with that beer. I am the queen of vagina. I am the queen of promiscuous. I am the queen of genitalia. Come tickle, tickle my vagina.
Hear the original for a second?
Sure.
Yeah.
I love having sex with bearded men. I love having sex with bearded men. They tickle my vagina. They tickle me with their beard. I love having sex with bearded men.
She also plays her vagina like an air guitar.
Oh my God.
They tickle me with their beard.
I think it would be more like an accordion
Yeah.
with like the
yeah.
flaps.
Yeah.
It'd be very floppity flappity.
know
Just
why you
pulling
made me
it
think
together
of that, but-
apart.
It'd be like a xylophone.
Let's say you're wrong.
I am the queen of promiscuous.
Vertical.
I am the queen of Janite. Come tickle my vagina. Come have sex with my
Janite.
vagina. Come have sex with my vagina. Come have sex with my vagina. Come tickle my vagina. Have a juicy vagina, juicy vagina.
This is the bridge.
Wow, I wonder how James would tackle this part.
We'll have to dig around Napster a little more.
They'd have Marianne Faithfull sing this part. Bring in the guest vocals. The original Jenny Tay.
Wow, it's beautiful.
Haunting. Vagina, vagina. Janite.
I am the queen of Janite. Come tickle my vagina. Come have sex with my vagina. Come have sex with my vagina.
Say
Whoa, what is that voiceover? Say yes.
That's in the song.
Oh,
I feel
Never
like
heard that
at the end of the night, after lots of people having sex with her juicy vagina, and she's just like laid out on the bed with her pussy open, and the wind blowing through, it actually sounds like Marianne Faithfull's La La La.
It sounds like a hurdy-gurdy.
That's my vagina. That's my vagina.
You can hear whales beaching themselves on the ocean when you put your ear to it.
That was Cleaner Vagina on Galgalatz Radio.
Should be the prime minister of vagina. Oh man, we didn't even talk about that. Like in your old neighborhood, Darren, a rabbi's house got burned down last week.
Wait,
right,
what?
yeah.
You don't know about this, Noah?
No, please.
A guy who was molested by a rabbi went to his house, which was right around the corner from where I used to live, and burned it down.
Allegedly.
Right, allegedly.
Whoa.
And he had a tattoo on his wrist that's reminded him that he needs to maintain the hate for this guy his entire life and eventually kill him.
Yeah.
Kill the rabbi
Yes.
who molested him.
Yes.
Whoa.
Pretty crazy.
Was it on the block that I lived on?
No.
Or the other side?
The other side.
Wow.
And like the two houses on either side of this place also got severely damaged. But they were all friends with the rabbi, so they're probably complicit.
It wasn't really right around. It was like up down a few blocks away, but it was like right there.
Walking distance. A very short walking distance.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And it's tort. Like I drove by it the other day, and it's yesterday, and it's just like blackened, like ash. And they were saying and the two houses on either side both got destroyed too. And they were just saying like they can save two of these houses, like not the middle one, but they can. I don't know how.
I wouldn't want to live in them.
I don't know how.
Wait, did all his tzitzis burn?
Yes, his wife's shidle is completely destroyed. Her shidle collection.
Nobody died, right?
Nobody died. I
Yeah.
don't think. No.
It was like smoke inhalation. I think a 6-month-old baby got like smoke inhalation.
Baby Daniel.
Yeah.
6-month-old baby inhaled the smoke. You're a monster, motherfucker.
Wait, so like, was it known in the community that this rabbi molested this
No,
guy,
I don't
or
think
it was?
so.
I don't know, but I mean, isn't it a known thing that rabbis just do that? Like within the.
I mean, I guess when they circumcise the baby penises with their mouth, that counts as sexual harassment. So.
Yes.
But I can't imagine this guy would have remembered that far back. So it must have been a little bit more than just that.
Yeah. But that's an ongoing thing. It's just like the Catholic priests. Like a lot of these rabbis just molest children, and the community comes together and they shield them. Like, remember that documentary we saw? What's the name of it again? I can't remember.
I can't remember. It's on Netflix.
Beyond the Mat.
No, that did have rabbi rape, but no, that's not the one I was thinking of.
That was New Jack did that in one of his matches.
That scene at the shul with Jake Roberts was terrifying.
One of us.
Was it? Well, thank you.
One of us.
Yeah, and there's one whole thing about isn't there a whole thing about the rabbis being shielded by the community?
Yeah, the kid talks about
Do we want to listen to the trailer for one of us?
Really good.
It's scary.
It's about people. Hold on. It's about people who left the Orthodox Jewish community in New York.
I was living a double life for a little over a year. I called my mom and I said, "Hey, Mom, can I talk to you?" She's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Are you sitting down?" And I said, "I'm not religious anymore." She said, "Okay."
I will burn your house down.
Then she just hung up.
Burning your payas.
And then we didn't speak for 7 years.
The Hasidic community lives a life separate from the outside world. But some
I
are
looked in the
looking to
mirror and I
leave.
saw something that's not what I want to be. So I chose a different path.
From the director
I
of
don't know
Jesus
anything.
Camp.
I have to learn how people live. Google? What the hell is that? I couldn't Google how to Google because I
That's
didn't know how to
Shlomo
Google in the first
Joyner.
place.
The more of a seeker you are, the more of a questioner you are, the more likely you are to leave.
But they have designed a society where everybody who leaves, they end up in jail or in rehab. They never make it out there.
I lived 12 years with a spouse who beat me, who yelled at me, who broke me, and I never responded. I just had more babies. I am breaking a religious law if I press charges. I can't do it anymore.
If you don't show up in court, then you lose your children.
For years we've been retreating and retreating.
Sounds like a wrestling program.
Yeah, it does.
Nobody leaves the Hasidic community unless they're willing to pay the price.
Big Shlomo, you got your muffler in.
You sound like Douglas Levison a little bit too.
Emergency. There's people at the door banging down the door, and there's adult men outside, and I'm alone with the children. Do you know these people? They're my husband's family.
Scary.
Highly recommended.
I can't even watch. Like it creeped me out so much. I'm like, I can't even watch this.
Oh, so you never saw you never seen it?
I'm too scared.
I'm
scared.
It's
of what?
just
I'm
sad.
scared.
It's not.
I'm scared.
Did you watch Going Clear, like the Scientology?
Yeah.
one? It's the same theme.
Okay.
You can handle it.
Like, yeah, what are you scared? It's not the Babadook.
I don't want them to show up at my door.
Why would
Why are
they
you
show-
doing
They
baby
don't want
talk?
you.
I'm scared.
Are you cutting a
Ew.
indie single like
Wait.
Brooklyn Girls?
Who's
Brooklyn Giles?
who's showing up at your door? The escaped Hasids or the ones looking for them?
The Hasidic army.
What do they want with you?
They don't want me to watch the movie.
They want him to pay his dues to Yeshiva Rambam.
Well, I'm having sex with bearded men. I'm having sex with bearded men. Tickle, tickle
Wait, are
my
the bearded
vagina.
men the Orthodox
Yes!
Jews?
Oh!
Vagina. I am the queen.
Who knew?
I am the queen.
Tribute.
Hiding in
Come
plain
tickle,
sight.
tickle my vagina.
I heard of another documentary, also a trailer that I saw, which is called Free Solo. You hear that one?
No.
It's about a mountain climber, right? or
Yeah, but he
something?
climbed a
Oh, with no
3,000-foot mountain with no ropes and no equipment of any kind.
Why would he do this?
Idiot.
It's just what mountain climbers do, man.
Because he
so
wants
that
to
when
get
he
hit.
turns 40, he won't be like, "What have I done?"
He's
with
not going
my
to live to
life?"
40 because he's going to fall off a fucking mountain, and then everybody's going to act like it's a tragedy.
Clearly, he didn't.
He didn't fall for this one.
Yeah.
Sida does have a point. I wouldn't do that.
That's
He just wanted an endorsement from Patagonia.
didn't it win an Oscar, or was at least nominated for an Oscar, right?
What, Free Solo? I
Yeah.
don't know. I just heard about it yesterday.
Yeah, I think so. But I just I don't know. A mountain climber documentary would have to be really fucking special for me to have any interest in seeing it. I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't want to climb a mountain,
Yeah.
but it's a fascinating story to me. You know
ever
what I
see
mean?
Cliffhanger?
I did. Didn't I tell a story about it on the air?
Did you?
I'm sure I did. I'll briefly recap it. But my friend was going into the Air Force when he was 19.
Okay.
He graduated high school. I was about the same age, and we all went out to drink. We had we didn't go out to drink. We had like a keg in his
Mhm.
house. We all got fucked up, and we all, for some reason that I don't know, went to see Cliffhanger in the theater. And I drank so much that I spent like half the movie in the bathroom throwing up.
All right.
Oh.
I don't remember this story.
I don't remember the movie. I've seen it since.
Which
but-
movie theater?
Kings Highway movie
Nice.
theater.
Wow.
Kingsway. Yeah. He lives right there. And I saw I'm just guessing maybe the first 20 minutes of the movie. And I spent like the middle 40 minutes throwing up act 2. I came back to see the end, but I didn't know what was going on.
So when you watched the entire movie later on, was it worth it, or did you make the right choice the first time?
I think it's not. I wouldn't say I would have rather not been throwing up,
Yeah.
but it was not a great movie.
Okay, fair enough.
It's not my favorite Sylvester Stallone movie.
No. Are they making like a remake of it or something?
What?
Or a reboot?
They do that.
Oh,
with
he's not
everything.
doing it at
No, I don't
72
think
years
he's
old.
going to be in it.
Well, he's doing Rambo. Why couldn't he do
Yeah.
Cliffhanger?
Because I don't know, because Rambo is like a specific, like you think Rambo, you think him. Cliffhanger that's not his name in it, right? So it's just be another person climbing a mountain,
Right. It could
and
be
getting
anything.
bad guys or some shit.
It's okay. It's not a terrible
Uh.
movie. It's just paint by numbers, you know.
Who's the bad guy in that? Is it Rutger Hauer?
No. John Lithgow.
Oh my god.
John Lithgow is the mastermind, and then there's a bunch of underlings.
Does he climb mountains, John Lithgow, in this movie?
Yeah.
I'm
Well, he doesn't
supposed to-
climb mountains.
Oh.
Like there's this plot to rob like a lot of money from
Okay.
somebody, and they land on the mountain with a helicopter. So they're all doing whatever they have to do at this this like fortress or whatever,
Okay.
wherever they're stealing the money from, and like Sylvester Stallone and what's her name from Northern Exposure,
Oh,
Janine Turner.
yes. Wow. Okay.
They're like diehard, like they're climbing mountains to get at these guys.
Die
They're not
Hard?
all.
There's
climbing
no other way
mountains.
to get at them besides climbing the mountain.
Right, there's a convoluted reason why they have to go climb.
All the other helicopters are rented.
They
Well,
have
there's
to,
one.
They have
they're-
to ride a mountain goat. in
It's
order
like
to catch
it's
them.
like Die Hard. If they cut off
Yeah.
any, like they have a plan to,
Okay.
to do this robbery.
Okay.
And,
Because if you were going to tell me
Or
that
a
they were
ram.
like chasing Lithgow up the side of a mountain like that,
yeah, Lithgow doesn't that I remember do any
Okay,
climbing.
good.
He's like in a room the whole time, like telling people what to do.
okay, that I could believe.
But even still, he was only like 40 then. I mean, that's like almost 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah, he had a better life up till 40 than I did. Thanks for bringing it back to that.
Well, he didn't. Maybe 40.
Moscow
yes.
on the Hudson, wasn't he in that?
Was he in
Or
that? I
Garp,
don't know.
World
The World
According
According
to
to
Garp,
Garp
that's
with
the
Robin
one, right.
Williams. Yeah, but he didn't do much. He was a late bloomer, I would say. I don't. Was he doing theater and stuff?
I mean, he's also somebody who probably looked 40 even when he was 17 years
Yeah,
old. So who
that's for
knows?
sure.
Well, on that note,
R.I.P. Lithgow.
looking 40 at 17. Hulk Hogan. Play us out, buddy.
Do you want to plug our?
Thank you, everyone, for listening. We will be back next week, 6:30. That's the time. And you can follow us on social media all week long. We're putting out a new shirt tomorrow, and there's going to be a sale on our merchandise all week long. Just go to metalinjection.net/new URL livecast merch. It'll just go right to the merch page. Metalinjection.net/livecast merch. You can get all of our merch on sale. Shirts are like $13. Cases are like $20 for your phone. Lots of sales. Everything's on sale. We're gonna have a new shirt tomorrow. Check it out in the store. And send us your feedback. Let us know what you think about the show, what you like, what you dislike, what you love. Say it sexily at hatemail@metalinjection.net. That's the email address. hatemail@metalinjection.net. Yes. We'll see you back here. You'll hear us back here next week.
After this.
Wait on, brother. Push and pull.
Yeah, bro.
If you're like in a seat, like we all were at the show.
Yeah, that's another. It's an amphitheater.
That's not going to
so
like
it's seated.
get you out of your seat for down.
Oh.
God.
After I play this, hold on. This is.
Is that Shlomo?
Normally hard. They're just relentless. They just keep coming.
I only started getting it.
To the band, you say, I love hate.
Oh.
Would that be a love hate?
I'm into hate. Yeah, I love hate. It would be a love-hate relationship. That's actually one of their albums. No, it's not. But one of their albums is Aura Gates of Velez. Hate!
They're going to be touring with a band called Ashbury next year.
Do they sound like Hatebreed?
No, they sound like Hate.
Okay.
They should
Probably
tour
better.
together.
Yeah.
She's into that kind of music.
Maybe that's
Needs to
why
get a train ran on her.
his mother's lasagna was so awful, because she was upset because of all the years that he was getting trained.
All these years later, though,
it's like spoiled tomatoes.
You never know with that type of disease. Could lay dormant for a long
So I
time.
guess he was right that her.
Well, I think some of those kids and Jonathan would be happy to know that this month,
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.